we could be used to refresh the Skyfall. It could even be given to the double Invincible Warrior for the side of the Kaiser as well. Now, if you take a look at what they have on the side of Impunity, they are equally as impressive as well because they buy a lot of time, right? Lady Chen gets the CC on you, Ocean of Tears flowing side, procs the passive, you're locked down. Bye-bye. It's going to be the Charlotte coming in from Asing. And of course, Black with the Tun with the Unruly Blade. He's going to have a lot of access into the backlines on the side of Kagendra as well.
Yeah, I love the fact that also they've picked out the Marco Polo. You were saying, like, how do they counter the Lung and the Marco Polo? It's like they're listening in. Or you're in their ear. I don't really know. Either way, they've kind of agreed with you in terms of the pick here. I think it's a smart pick. I think it rounds out that draft.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've played a couple of games of Marco myself as well. My win rate is only 26%. But when I win games, I win them hard. And I win them against Lung.
Sir, a golf score is not a good score for this kind of thing. I think that you want that win rate at least above 50%.
Well, this is the thing about stats, right? If you're a professional player, the stats matter. But I'm not. I'm a professional shout.
So hang on. We played the other day, and you were like, I'm going to pick this Marco Polo. What? Did you know that your win rate was 26% at that time? It was. I would not have signed up for this.
It was 31.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go into this one. This is, of course, game 4, best of 1, Impunity Kagendra here. All right, which of the lineups do you like better?
I prefer Kagendra's lineup at this point, right? Okay. I think at this point, Senku will be the one responsible to set the pacing. If Mai gets the first blood, gets that power spike earlier than the likes of X-Hero, it could be a very detrimental and difficult time for the side of Impunity. But of course, with that being said, history based on the facts, Kagendra don't have the best early game style.
Yeah. They're gonna do well in the late game. They just gotta get themselves to there so that they don't really have that issue, right? I'm hoping that the break that they had from Season 2, they've kind of, boot camp this, right? Like, what are the flaws that we have, and trying to, make sure that we have a better early game. But Hans getting gone on, he's gonna give up first blood. Ashing will slice him down.
Yep, history repeats itself, this time slightly different. No ganks on Hans. It's going to be a 1v1 outplay by Ashing here, and this could spell the tone of the game.
Would you say that he Ashinged him to death? I'll show myself out, guys.
Oh, I like that, right? It's Charlotte, so we get the sing.
Yeah, exactly, right? Okay, all right. Nonetheless, we're going to go to the bottom lane here. Okay, this Marco Polo versus the Loon. You kind of talked about the fact that, Marco Polo is the right counter pick, but I still feel like Marco Polo really needs that space to kind of farm. Loon is a little bit more, I would say, self-sufficient, at least in my eyes. But, your thoughts on this bottom lane?
He needs to wait for the usage of riding the wind because of the knockback. That's going to cancel his ultimate for sure. Once again, that's also why Megumi's Liempo is going to be very, very important at this point. Because when 0-0 uses the Fever Barrage, if they have no lockdowns, they don't have any stuns, he's going to be able to get the full potential of the damage down.
Yeah. I think that control is going to be key, right? Just making sure that they have it. But okay, Senku here going in for this one. He does that. Shinobi knocks him in, but they had friends, and Kagendra makes him pay, and X-Hero is down.
Well, we might be looking at Ashing. Will not be able to get that slice in onto Senku. Senku needs to watch his positioning at this point, because Ashing, backline access, easy.
Ooh, Senku getting a little bit low. Almost got baited out. The splash bounce. Oh no, he goes in for this one, Ashing. Oh, with the tri-slash, didn't have the damage. Senku will just heal with the healing dew.
Yep, and I don't know. I mean, that is what makes Senku good, right? But it's so scary to watch because as a Kagendra fan, maybe you're like, hey, do you really want to go in? Are you going to get the kill?
Yeah. And we're going to see a lot of Mai. I think the outplay potential is definitely there. Senku is, top tier with him, with her, excuse me. Nonetheless, I think that it's a situation where you got to be careful. She's like very, glass cannon type. She has the potential for outplay, but it's kind of risky.
Yeah, for sure. And let's take a look at the game now. 3.5 minutes in, we're 30 seconds away from the first neutral objectives coming out for both teams. We're tied at 1 kill apiece, but there is a 1k goal lead coming out from the side of Impunity.
Yeah, it's an early lead, and that's what Impunity want to do. They play better from ahead, so to speak. X-Hero, though, kind of forcing it out, making Senku just stick to that. As the Mai, you kind of want to clear your wave as fast as possible. Black on the backside, he's going to get pushed away. He's going to be completely ignored. But to just finish my point real quick, Mai looking to kind of push out, clear the wave, and then to make rotations.
Yep, you can see the missed comms coming in here, and Black wants to try and get something, but I don't think that's just the point yet.
The Tyrant solo, who's gonna get it, and Wero will take that one. And now it looks like, oh no, the Trevor smash was on point, connects out to 3, but Wero will go down. And that was a huge one for Megumi.
Yeah, it's a trade, but it's still a trade in favor of Impunity at this point. They want more, they need more.
Oh, the wind slash a little off the mark, but the Skyfall, he goes right into this one. He focuses in on a Black, and Hans will take him down. And the Skyfall, you gotta be so careful. But 0-0, he goes down as well. And looks like it's gonna be a 1-for-1.
Yep, that actually is going to be the scoreline for him. So 0 kills, many deaths on this point. But 0-0, there could be a comeback later part of the game. I would really love to see the itemizations on in comparison between Xiaolin as well as 0-0.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, it's a 2-level difference. Xiaolin right now, right, versus 0-0, who's not had, I mean, dying obviously did not help, but now you're further behind. Tough situation for KAGENDRA. They need to create some space, maybe do a rotation, but with that bottom T1 taken out, you're having a hard time. But here's the replay.
All right, let's take a look. So Xiaolin, once again, just left to his own devices, right? This 3-man knockup, like you mentioned, Megumi created so much space. Xiaolin was just having free hits all the way. And, you know, at this point, KAGENDRA, I think they need to reposition themselves in fights because it's hard, right? X-Hero has been landing this oceans of tears time and time again, and it proves to be so potent for the side of KAGENDRA.
Yeah, and X-Hero on that Lady Jean needs to be careful. Positioning, we talked about it earlier today, very key, but Senku can kind of jump on you at a moment's notice, right? It's one of those things where you need to be safe, you need to understand where you are, play a little bit defensively, but I think X-Hero really knows how to do it. He's definitely top tier with his Lady Jean.
Yep, he's able to plan out that, you know, that first icicle coming out from the passive for the Ocean of Tears as well. But it looks like KAGENDRA once again being pressured all over again by Impunity. This is where the experience comes in. The Myanmar boys looking so strong.
Yeah, looking very strong. And oh, in the top lane, Han so low. Ashing not able to get that finishing touch. Does get it in the end, and Ashing is kind of rolling in that top lane.
Yep, continuing with the Xings here. It's going to be 4-2, as it's going to be a 2,000 gold lead as well.
Yeah, and looks like it's going to turn into an Overlord. You've turned your kills, you've converted into objectives, and Impunity playing this one to the T, understanding what they need to do. They've got a 3K net worth lead, invading the enemy jungle, making it very uncomfortable for KAGENDRA to even leave the lane.
Yep, this is, you know what? This is the second time I've seen them attack the 4 camp, and nobody has made any attempt to stop that just yet from KAGENDRA. So they're losing in these little trades. It might not seem like much, but you can see the result of it, right? That's like 2,500 gold ahead for the side of Impunity.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, but Megumi getting forced here with the Resplendent Revolver doing some damage. The Ocean of Tears bouncing around. Moofers will eat most of that one. But Impunity, again, just taking the lane. Wind Slash does actually connect onto Senku, who just gets under the tower.
Yeah, so it's not looking too great for the side of KAGENDRA, but Impunity, I feel like they aren't exactly pushing and, you know, making sure that the pressure is getting to the side of KAGENDRA.
Yeah, and they're going to wait in the wings. They're going to play things a little bit slower at this point. Get Wero a little bit more time. He's behind in terms of, you know, levels, experience, as well as the net worth. Wero needs that farm, and they're trying to prioritize him, trying to get in. But Senku, here's the attack. They do have the Shinobi pushing him back. X-Hero's going to be killed. You talk about positioning, but yeah, hey, when you get forced into this one, they'll just eat you up.
Yeah, Celestial Melody now dropped down onto reroll, which means he has Invincible Warrior once again. So we might be looking at a fight coming out from KAGENDRA. They're willing to take one more.
Yeah, willing to take it, but I don't think that they're going to find the right avenue of attack on this one. KAGENDRA's still sticking around. Wero will go for the flank, wait in the bushes. They find Black, who scouts it out. He's been burst rammed, and Wero taking a lot of damage using the Invincible Warrior just to stay alive.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's really smart from the side of Impunity, right? And this puts them in the perfect position to capitalize this. They get the free Tyrant, and this is the 8.5-minute Tyrant. So they will have enough time to work through the debuff for their Primal Bond before they start working on that 10-minute Shadow Overlord.
Oof, oof, oof. And I mean, Impunity playing that really smart. Like forcing out the Invincible Warrior and then taking it in, turning it into the Tyrant, right? It's just really smart play. Understanding cooldowns, know what you have to do, kind of push things along. And again, Impunity just really forcing KAGENDRA to literally just sit under tower.
Yep, I really like the itemization coming out from Xiaolin here. Axe of Torment as well as the Eternity Blade going into the Master Sword for sure. Now, the reason why I find this so intriguing is because, you know, most of the time as a farm lane or a marksman, you want to go for Daybreaker, right? Increase attack speed. But the Axe of Torment gives you more life. And it does the same as well. It gives you 85 damage, it gives you an armor pierce. So I really like the fact that Xiaolin is just itemizing just to be a little bit more survivable. And it has shown to make the difference in the fight between them and KAGENDRA.
Yeah, it's about itemization. And oh my gosh, we were all the way up at the front. Invincible Warrior tanking most of it. He's going to be fine. But he did, again, on cooldown again. Got to be careful. Impunity waiting for the next creep wave to do that potentially again.
Yep, and to make matters worse, X-Hero just got its hands on the Frozen Breath. It's going to be a hard time walking around the likes of Impunity, right? The floating side is going to be bouncing between all the different members, and here they're looking for more for Black. He's going to tank that.
Yeah, Unruly Blades back to safety. Black, you know, not using the surfboard. I think he could have used that probably in style, no?
Well, he was on land, right? We don't do land surfing here.
Well, you know, you just jump on it. It works, but okay. Still love the skin. Megumi on the side, in the front, kind of tanking things around, zoning them away. They're going to look to take out this Tyrant. Megumi gets the burst ram onto Moofers, but Xiaolin all the way up at the front. He does get a Kachusen to the face, but they're going to back off. They're going to try to take down this Tyrant.
Yep, it's all about the team fight, and Moofers here suffering quite a bit of damage, forced to use the Wave Breaker on the backlines, just healing himself alone at this point. I want to keep my eyes on 0-0.
Oh, Invisible Warrior, they're going to go for this one. They're oh, they do the damage, and they kill the Tyrant to Black. We'll go for this, the Infinite Fastness, just to back up into safeties. Moofers is already down. Ashing will get credit for this one, and now they want more. No, Ashing is going to have to back off. He does get scared of the Resplendent Revolver.
Just diving in, and this is where the backline access makes so much sense for the draft of Impunity, right? Megumi doing so well to just be disruptive, and at the same time, Asing and Xiaolin just chasing away the entirety of KAGENDRA.
Yeah, and Impunity have done a great job. They were forcing the action on that T1. They finally knocked it down. That took some time, and you know, commending KAGENDRA here for being somewhat defensive and being able to hold that, but now things have kind of fallen off a little bit. It's about a 5K net worth lead. Impunity really in the driver's seat here.
Yep, and this is going to be a domino effect, right? So one turret falls, suddenly there's 2, there's 3, and there's going to be a total of 5 turrets taken away from KAGENDRA.
Yeah, and Black being forced in with the Invincible Warrior from Weera, forcing this one out. Black tanking most of this. The Unruly, the Wind Slash knocks him up, but, you know, he's going to back off.
Yep, he's taken so much punishment, and he drops to, what, a third of his health? You know, KAGENDRA at this point, they need to be really careful because they need to buy so much time for 0-0. He does not have sufficient damage just yet.
Not yet, but, you know, they just need time, right? 0-0, largely quiet, right? We haven't seen him, he had that early death, and now he's just kind of been waiting in the wings, trying to farm as much as possible, try to get themselves back in this game. But, you know, right now, KAGENDRA have been on the defensive. All they're trying to do is just, again, buy time.
Yep, they need that extra E to change the Yet into the Yeet so they can kill some members on the side of Impunity, man.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're doing there. And yeah, that's the way. They need to deal with these minions here. Look at this. Black is just taking the Overlord for free. KAGENDRA right now just all hands on deck in terms of the defense. Not able to get anything going. And again, KAGENDRA really struggling to find any sort of farm.
Yep, at this point, there's a lot of items that need to be built up on the side of KAGENDRA, right? They need the, like, voice stuff done already for Senku. They need more. They need, like, probably the Starbreaker. They need, like, Axe of Torment. They need Daybreaker even for the side of 0-0 to be able to melt down Black because he has been soaking up for the team, and boy, has that made the fights difficult for KAGENDRA.
Yeah, they need a lot more than just the Starbreaker at this point, right? I was thinking therapy, but you were going with the items, and I think the items is probably the best route to go. But Ashing here, just getting back to safety. He's going to be fine. But, you know, again, Impunity just doing a great job of just pushing it out. You know, with the next minion wave, they've got all 5 members here, forcing them back. 0-0, Resplendor Revolt. Oh, the backside. We're going for this one. He does have the Infinite Warrior, the Unruly Blade, and the Skyfall. They're looking to turn this around, but Hans might have gone too deep. And it looks like he's going to go back. He's just going to go all in for this one. Hans is down for the count. And now KAGENDRA with only 4 members. Tough situation, but there are no minions to push.
Yep, this is silver lining as Weeraw did not fall to that attempt. Here, 0.
Oh, 0-0. Oh, the Fever Barrage, but he got stopped and he's going to be killed. And Impunity are like, all right, I'll take that free food.
Yep, and that's the whole point, right? If you can stop the Fever Barrage, they don't have any damage.
They don't have much in black. Oh, it looks like he does go down. He was trying to go all in for this mid T3, and they're pushing all 3 towers. It looks like they've taken them. Ashing will take the top one as well, and it looks like things have crumbled. KAGENDRA right now, the base wide open. They need to figure out some sort of way to fortify their defense.
Yep, it is a barren wasteland, and that is the case for KAGENDRA's base. I mean, we have seen this in Season 2. Right? Multiple times on the side of KAGENDRA. But this feels like where KAGENDRA gets to their strongest form.
Strongest form, but tough, right? KAGENDRA really have not any space to breathe. Let's check out that replay here.
Yep, this was the mistake for them. You know, the opening that 0-0 allowed for that comeback, and that really opened the doors for the base to be just taken apart from the side of Impunity.
I'm going to rate that Marco Polo play as a 0-0.
Well done.
I'll show myself out again. All right, but Impunity here, like literally just backing off, regrouping, understanding that they have full control of this game. Tough situation for, you know, KAGENDRA, right? Getting back into this one, they're going to have to find some sort of way, but the lanes are all kind of pushing. Ashing is pushing the bottom lane. Just really, you know, no space to breathe.
Yep, someone needs to find Xiaolin on the side of KAGENDRA, right? Until then, it's not going to be any easier for them, and it might be the end of the game for them at this point.
Yeah, might be the end here. Ride the wind, knocking him up. Weeraw backing off, and he's going to have to heal just to keep himself alive for this one, just to sustain. They need to deal with the minions. Xiaolin just picking him off from afar with the flaming palms, making it difficult. KAGENDRA right now just backing off, just trying to survive.
Yep, movers just continually using the ult to try and push them away, slow them down. Anything that helps them at this point is great. But there's one thing, Ashing actually has the Sage's Sanctuary, and that's going to be 6v5 technically.
Technically, yeah. I mean, going into this one, yeah, they're going to have to do this one. Oh, they're going to go for this one. The Fever Barrage, the Stasis keeps him alive. Splendor, that is. And Black still up in the front line. Infinite Vastness, he's going to back off. He's going to use it to regroup. Senku's looking for the flank, but he's at half-life. Does need to be careful on that backside. But Ashing will push out the wave, not really worry about Senku.
Okay, so Impunity, they took that fight. They didn't get punished too hard. But there's a couple of things that KAGENDRA needs to notice, right? Number one, Xiaolin did get down to half his health. So they're doing something correct here.
Okay, you're looking at that as a win of just half-life? Like, I guess baby steps, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, that makes sense. I just think, you know, it's a tough, like, really not a good situation to be in. It's one of those things where you need to get the pick off, but they, you know, Impunity have done such a good job of protecting Xiaolin, who's done amazing job. I don't think he's died a single time this game. We're going to have to check that one out.
Yeah, for now, I think that is a fact. I don't think he has fallen to once just yet. And at this point, once again, KAGENDRA, they're holding on. It's about a 7k gold advantage, but Senku doing really well for himself with the itemizations. You know, at this point, I think the game could stand on Senku's positioning.
Yeah, and okay, so if you're KAGENDRA though, what are you looking to do? How do you get back in this game?
Oh, well, I think they have to burst someone down, right? Or at least steal this objective. Can they do it? It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Black will take credit for this one. Weeraw getting whittled down. Movers is going to be actually the first to fall. Xiaolin gets credit, and 0-0 down again. It's an all-out retreat. The burst ram knocking him up. Weeraw can't even get back into the base. He's going to be focused here with that wind slash, not slowing him down. But on the backside, Ashing continuing to fight. You talked about the Sage of Splendor, and that's going to be the expended one. Senku is down. The base is wide open, and it looks like they're going to close the house, pad that KDA, maybe get Hans. No, they're going to take the base, and Impunity win 11-4.
All right, Myanmar, they do it. So they get rid of KAGENDRA in this game. That's going to put them higher in the table for their group itself. which means they put a best foot forward, securing potentially a good future in our Honor of Kings mid-season invitationals.
Yeah, that first game, key, right? It sets the tone of what you want to do. Coming in positive, ensuring that you're more on the top of the bracket as opposed to or the group. Definitely very important. And that's what you want to do is going into this one. But let's talk a little bit more about KAGENDRA here. What could they have done? Like, it seemed like they were really not playing the game that we know KAGENDRA to play.
You know what?
Did his
problem be able to have only so all the lot of items. Like Charlotte needs items in order to be able to have online like all the damage. What made Asin just for his damage to be online so early in the game?
so early is going to be that first blood cash injection, getting that Axel Torment so early on, and that's going to be super helpful for him. Also later on, he is going to the backline consistently, putting pressure on Cage.
Yeah, I agree on that. What about that? What do you think about that pick over there, Nora? Do you think that it was a good gamble?
For the Charlotte,
Yes.
I would say yes. And he made his job down.
Now, of course, look at these highlights right over here. I love how in the early game, like Impunity already had a 3,000 gold advantage. So in the moments that Charlotte needed to jump in, it was already like on.
Yeah.
Needed just to deal damage, already available. Something that we do not see a lot of time.
Yeah, and I do like the patience that Impunity show up in this game, because not only Charlotte but also Loon, the marksman, need item, at least 3 items to be equipped. So you can see like how patient that Impunity was in the early game and try to stabilize every scene and just get the map control. And after everyone's fully decked out, just check the engagement. It has been done in such a beautiful way.
But what allows them just to be able to engage with such confidence right over here? I believe that they act very mature. The way that they were just planning on all this thing, they never looked rushed. It never looked like they wanted just to fight just for the sake of fighting. It just gave me the feeling that they really have grown up a lot.
True, true, true. And I would say that's something to do with KAGENDRA's composition as well. Because as you can see, KAGENDRA's